So when you establish a business account in all these other countries, is Africa, South America, Canada, right? Depending on the laws, preferably I tell people in third world countries, preferably, right? So the play that I'm about to run in Kenya, I can qualify for $120,000 loan for $1,000 a month.
Wait.
Hold on, Mark. So hold on. So for $1,000 a month, once I keep that account for 6 months, as I put like $50, $100, I'm gonna put like $3 to 10 grand in account by September, right? So now, once you do that, people like, how are you gonna take that money out of the country? Well, you know about stocks,
man.
You buy crypto.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Charsley here again with another video. And today, you guys already know, on the Digital Empire podcast, where we talk about entrepreneurship and digital investments, we have an amazing speaker, someone who's actually similar in the field that I am, that helps millennials, anybody in the game, to literally change their lives, leveraging what we call other people's money. So I want to go ahead and welcome my brother. How you feeling, Lusene? How you feeling? And let me make sure I'm saying your name right. How you pronounce your name?
Man, my name is Lusene.
Lusene. Yes. Man, is that Italian?
No, Lusene is not Italian. Lusene is actually a West African name. It's a Mandingo name, actually.
That's dope. Man. I don't like butchering people's names, so I gotta ask. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you on that one.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. So let me ask you a couple questions, brother. Tell us a little bit about yourself, like how you got into the game, real quick.
So again, my name is Lusene. I'm a United States Army officer, entrepreneur, and author. So I got into the credit game about 4 years ago. When I was in college, my credit was really bad. And I didn't know anything about credit. I had a 585. I could not get approved for any credit.
Those days.
Exactly, right? So I just couldn't. I was driving a beat up car. I was driving a 2003 Chevrolet Cavalier. I was trying to get a new car. I couldn't get approved for it. And any credit card that I wanted to get, I got denied. So I didn't really know what credit was. So I started asking myself, hey, I started studying the game, right? I started studying the game towards the end of my college career. When I got into the military full time, that's when I started learning more about credit. And I managed to clean my own credit, where I took it from 585 to 840 in about 18 months.
Hey fam, it's Charsley here. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot of knowledge, and if you guys are getting value, make sure you click the like, comment, and subscribe button, and definitely hit the bell to get notified, because I want to make sure I drop exclusive updates every single day. And if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below and hashtag HeySlayer, and I'll most definitely get to them when I can. If you want to join my exclusive community where you get updates before anybody else does, quotes and etc., definitely text the word socials to 201-490-3822. Family, I want to see you win. Peace out.
Dope. So yeah.
Yo, that's dope.
So when I did it, right, when I cleaned my credit from 585 to 840 in about 18 months, I quickly realized that I had a skill set. I realized that it was something that I could implement, and it was something that I can either do for other people, and it was something that I could literally make money out of doing it. So before I got into the credit game, one of my mentors was like, hey, one of the quickest way to establish credibility was write a book. So I already had a story, because I had a grand mal seizure where I broke my left shoulder, dislocated my right shoulder, and I was in a coma for 8 hours. So exactly, he was like, hey, make sure write a story about that, so then people can know who you are. So when I wrote my book, I was able to sell over, I believe, 500 copies in literally 30 days, and I was Amazon bestseller. And that was the gateway to where a lot of people was knowing who Lusene Donzo was. And he told me, hey, capitalize on this. And I quickly capitalized on it. And one of the key component things he said, when you get into entrepreneurship, make sure you do something that comes easy to you and other people
Find it,
Yeah,
it's
it's
harder
hard.
to
Other
others.
people find it harder. So
Yeah.
that's when I was like, credit came the easy to me. So that's how, Marcus, I got into the game. And so far, I've been doing it, man, for the last 2.5 years. I've been doing it legally. When I first got into the game, I was
key thing.
Yeah. Say that again.
I said, yeah, that's a key thing right there.
Right, legally, right? Because a lot of times we do stuff on the back end. So legally, I've been doing it for 2 years, but I've been literally doing it for the last 4 years, actually.
That's dope.
Question, yeah.
Man, that's dope. So see, on this podcast, I like to give a lot of game, right? So I want to get all the sauce. Right? I need all the drip, all of it. So like, let me ask you this: what type of dispute methods do you use? Is it standard? Is it factual? Is it online? Is it consumer law? Like what type of dispute methods do you usually use?
So the dispute method that I use that is more effective for me is sometimes I write my own letters. So I write, so if a client come to me, right, a lot of people don't know it because a lot of times when you send in a dispute letter, is read by a computer system.
Right.
So one of the things that I realized that when you write the letter, handwrite the letter, it obviously is not the traditional way to do it, right? But when you handwrite your letters, it actually a human have to read it, right? And then when you handwrite the letters, another method I use is a 2-week method, which you backdate. So you backdate it. So that way that it forces whoever it is. So now if they're reading the letter is backdated, they're forced to actually take action on that. So whenever I use those 2 methods, I have found it more effective to get the stuff off my client's credit. So that's yeah.
That's dope. So the 2-week method, I'm familiar with that. 609 letter, right? Let me know if I'm wrong. 609 letter, backdated 2 weeks, right? And then the 30-day to comply letters and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Right. So I just want to make sure that we're on it because I run that same play. That 2-week method is effective, right? I've gotten student loans taken off from using that. So, but let me ask you this: is there anything more to just the like what other follow-up methods do you use after that 30-day to comply letter?
So, whenever I sit after the 30-day follow-up letter, depending on 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be honest, depending on the method that I use, it comes off. But after the follow-up, I kind of it's a letter of where I write stating what was the method of verification letter. It's a long letter that I write where 9 times out of 10, they're not going to want to read it because they don't have all the proof. Because most of the time when they sell your information, the bank that sells your information no longer have the original documents, right? So because they no longer have their original documents after the 30-day follow-up letter, depending on what they say, if they say, hey, we verify this client, this debt or whatever is yours, then I follow up with another letter stating what was the method of debt verification, who did you talk to, or account. It's a long, it's like a 2-page letter that states all the tough questions
right here.
Tough questions. No, you good. It's a 2-page letter that states all the tough questions. So that way, like 9 times out of 10, after I sent that letter, a lot of this stuff come off because they don't have all the accurate information to back up their claim to actually let that debt or collection stay on your credit report.
Right. Okay. Man, that's dope. That's a lot of game. There's some things I didn't even know about. So I teach consumer law, right? This is what I teach to our people. And no matter how many times I teach it, 609 letters is always smacking, right? It always hits. The 30-day comply letter always hits. So what do you suggest after someone gets, like, what does an ideal credit profile look like? Like, what do they do after they get some of these stuff taken off? Like, what do they do?
All right, that's perfect. So ideal credit report literally have multiple installment accounts, right? So I'm going to describe my credit report, right? When I clean up my credit, even though I had a 720 prior to getting into an 840, without having a mortgage, right? Because a lot of people think, hey, I need to have a mortgage to get into 800.
Right.
So one of the things I did was, because I had a car note, this is a hack, right? I refinanced my car 3 times. That's 3 positive accounts. So I use a loan to pay off a loan to pay off a loan. Now, when I paid everything off, eventually, that was 3 positive accounts. You need to have multiple positive accounts on your structure properly on your credit report, right? So when I did that, another hack that I did was I went into Navy Federal, I went into Alliance Credit, and I got a loan for $1,000, and I paid it off. I got the term of the loan was for 6 months. I paid it off. Then I got another loan, paid it off, got another loan. So in a year, within that 18-month span time, I ended up getting over 10 different loans, and I had 10 plus positive accounts. So you need to have a revolving accounts paid off. You need to have like a bunch of positive accounts. You know, have like the installment loans for your car notes. You need to make sure that's paid off. So once my credit was structured properly, although I didn't have a mortgage, my what that showed the credit bureau was that, hey, this person he's had a lot of loans, he has a lot of positive accounts. Another thing I tell people is you want to make sure you apply for at least 4 to 5 credit cards and have a credit. So for me, I have a personal credit of over $300,000, right? Okay. So you want to have at least minimum over 50 to 75,000 in personal credit. So and that's something that they don't tell you. That's something that
they write that down. That's a bar.
That's something that they don't tell you, because if you have a lot in credit limit, then that tells the bank that this person has a lot of money, but they're only using $10,000 or they're only using $5,000. So I had over 80,000 in credit limit prior to me getting the 800, and I was only using 5,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and I was paying it off slowly. And then what I would do I would spend 10 grand, and then in 3 months or 2 months, I'll pay it off. Boom, my credit score would jump. So as I kept on doing that, as I kept on building interest on the credit cards, and that's why a lot of people stay away from credit card. You need to make sure that credit card is they got to make money off you. But guess what? Sure. Though? When they make money off you, then you go, I got a $50,000 loan from Navy Federal that I use to invest. Okay. In the assets, right? In a Airbnb deal with myself and a couple friends. But the reason why Navy Federal was able to give me that amount was because of the amount of money I was making, and also because of the amount of business. Another thing too, make sure you are doing businesses with the bank. So banks would give you more money. Like I have a good relationship with Bank of America, and I have a good relationship with Navy Federal. So make sure these banks are making money off you with you taking out their loan and accumulating interest. All those things helped me a lot, to where they gave me 50 grand. I invested in the asset that I'm going to be making money once the building is complete. Now, once I pay off that 50 grand, guess what I'm gonna go? I'm gonna ask for $100,000, show proof I am making over 150, 200,000. Once they give me that, guess what I'm gonna do? Invest it in the asset. Navy Federal, Bank of America, all these banks are going to keep giving you money because you are utilizing them and you're having business with them.
Dang, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. That's fire. Now, we got to tap it in, because you tapped into something that was key, which was funding, right? Right. So we all know, people that's on my show know that I'm big into funding, right? I'm big into funding, leveraging that to get into other assets. So what assets do you like, before we even get to assets,
right?
Let's talk about funding. How much funding do you think an average person should have? Like, how would you say they should get it?
So an average person, depending on how much they make, or so if you, let's say, for example, right, if you're making over $30,000 and your credit is structured properly, you have over at least 4 or 5 years in credit age, you can probably get at least 60,000 in funding. You can 60,000 or more. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna just give you a hack, what I'm trying to work on, right? So we talk about OPM, but what I'm working on is OCM. OCM is other countries' money.
Oh, let me write that down.
So So I'm gonna put so now this is the thing, right? Just to touch on what you're saying, and then I'm gonna move directly to something else. So if you're making $30,000, right, and funding, depending on your credit, you can get anywhere from maybe 10 to 60. You can qualify depending on how your credit is structured, but it's up to how your credit is structured, and it's up to you doing business with that bank. If you've been with that bank for about a year, 2 years, I promise you probably can get the same amount of money you're making. Like really, because they like your business. You have a lot of positive accounts and your credit, everything checks out, and your utilization is less than 30%. You don't need to make it less than, a lot of people say make it less than 10. I was able to get over 50 grand with less than 30. So you don't need to. Now, OCM, right? We have a lot of entrepreneurs that are traveling around the country, traveling around the world, making money, right? One of the things that I was able to travel to Africa, Kenya, 3 weeks ago, I was in Kenya. I'm working a deal to get my carrier's pin, right? So I went there and I established a business account, right? So when you establish a business account in all these other countries, is Africa, South America, Canada, right? Depending on the laws, preferably I tell people in third world countries, preferably, right? So the play that I'm about to run in Kenya, I can qualify for $120,000 loan for $1,000 a month.
Wait.
Hold on, Mark. So hold on. So for $1,000 a month, once I keep that account for 6 months, as I put like $50, $100, I'm gonna put like 3 to 10 grand in account by September, right? So now, once you do that, people like, how are you gonna take that money out of the country? Well, you know about stocks,
man.
You buy crypto. Man. I'm gonna buy, if I have 100,000 or 120,000, I'm buying what? Bitcoin, right?
Absolutely.
I'm buying Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin go up, boom. Yes, I'm gonna pay tax or whatever, right? It's fine. Once Bitcoin go up, boom. Now, guess what? Now I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna start another business, or I'm gonna invest it in something else where I'm paying $1,000 for a month, and I'm paying in American dollars because American currency is higher than Kenyan shillings.
Exactly. And what's crazy is when you put it into the crypto, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can withdraw it anywhere in the world.
Exactly.
It's crazy as hell. Hold up. One, I'm gonna need that play.
Right.
That is fire.
Yeah.
All right. Hold up. Let me write this down. Hold up. So tell me to play again. Hold up.
So what you need to do is when you're traveling in these third world countries, Bali, and South Africa, and not Puerto Rico, let's say St. Thomas, Jamaica, Peru, all these countries, right? Go and talk to a banker. So I established a relationship with a banker while I was there for 3 weeks. So I went to the bank and I was like, hey man, I'm looking to start a business here. And so one of the things he asked me, he was like, are you a Kenyan citizen? I was like, no, I'm not a Kenyan citizen. He was like, well, you have to pay for the business license and all that, which was like about $150, $200, which is nothing. Right. So I did it. I went ahead and he told me this is the process. Once we open up the business account, right, and we open up the business account, he said, I'm going to show you. So this is my pen right here. They gave me, they assigned me a pen, right? Once they assign me a pen, because that's like, they'll assign you a pen. Every country is different, Marcus. So I don't know about other countries, but I'm going to speak on the play I'm running. So they assign you a pen. Now you take that, with that pen, what you're going to do is you're going to deposit money in that account. But what he told me was he said, hey, you want to be putting money in this account for 6 months, anywhere from $50 to however much. The more money you have in an account, the more money you can borrow or they're going to lend you. Now, this is the thing. Every country is different.
Right.
Their interest rate go no higher than 14.5%. The loan
14.5.
Yes. So the loan that I got for Navy Federal was 18.2, where I was paying over $1,100, right? So when he told me, so that's the first thing I asked him as a person that do credit. I was like, what's the interest rate? He was like, well, it doesn't matter. Our loans don't go above 14.5. I said, oh, I'm sold. I ain't tell him that, but I was like,
right.
Oh.
But you're in your head, you're like, yo.
Yeah, that's what I said. So that's when immediately I was like, well, if I was to take out a loan, what do I need to do? What is the step? And he was like, well, you gotta get a business going on. You gotta get the bank. I have my passport. All you're gonna need is a passport. You're gonna need a passport and a regular ID. And then they're gonna take your pictures and just show that, hey, this is your bank account. And then all you need to do is keep pumping money into the account, maybe 6 to 9 months. And then when I go back to Kenya and I'm trying to work that deal, all I need to do is bring the amount of money that I'm making. And this is another hack too. Because of how much I'm making, the maximum I can borrow is about $750,000.
Hey fam, it's Charsley here. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot of knowledge, and if you guys are getting value, make sure you click the like, comment, and subscribe button, and definitely hit the bell to get notified, because I want to make sure I drop exclusive updates every single day. And if you guys have any questions, definitely put them in the comments below and hashtag HeySlayer, and I'll most definitely get to them when I can. If you want to join my exclusive community where you get updates before anybody else does, quotes and etc., definitely text the word socials to 201-490-3822. Family, I want to see you win. Peace out. The maximum?
Yes. So Marcus, I know this is this is crazy, right? But when I finalize this play, then I would like to come on here to show receipts, right? When I finalize this play, because when I realized OCM, other countries' money, because entrepreneurs, we travel, and you having a relationship in that account, that's what Donald Trump did with Swiss. When he transferred all his money into the Swiss bank. So when he filed for bankruptcy in his American account, he really didn't have that.
He ain't got nothing.
So you, Marcus, if you let's say if you're smart, I'm just gonna pick a country in South Africa or Ghana, right? You can take all your assets, have it in Ghana, because you're American. They can't do anything with your money that you have in America here, but you can go to Ghana and be living off $1 million. And this is another thing too, right? So the property in Africa, it's so low. So one of the main reasons why I decided to go ahead and do this, Marcus, was because to get an apartment, a complex, costs about $75,000 in Africa. I believe 12 to 16, don't quote me. It's about 12 to 16, maybe 14, 15. And you're going to be generating about, after your profit, after you pay your worker and stuff, you're going to be generating about 3,600. So if you have 5 to 10, so that's about $30,000. Eventually, you're going to pay off the loan, but you're still going to be able to make money. So that's the play that I wanted. I didn't even tell you that, but that's the play that I'm running right now, and I'm getting my funds. I'm pouring money into that account. And then once that plan finalized, boom, I'm going to come back on here. Like I show you my courier's pen. I'm going to show you receipts, and I'm going to show you as we continue to build this. But yeah, man, I had to drop that,
I'm going to Dubai next week, so I might need a play in Dubai.
So if you're going, so this is how you scout these people, right? If you're going to Dubai, go to a nice restaurant, right? And network with people. So I was able to talk to one of the owners at the restaurant. It's a very prestigious, it's called Mwimbi. It's a very prestigious restaurant. I sat down with him, and since I'm into the digital marketing space, I sat down with him, so one thing I would tell you, that you are an entrepreneur, you have skill set. You have value. So when I sat down with him, and that's when he was like, well, he started putting ideas in me. What if you have a business here and and he was like, I was like, how do I get into it? He's like, well, go talk to a banker. He put that seed in my head. So I went to talk to that banker. So when you go to Dubai, go to nice place and scan around. Stay there till 11. Stay there till 12. Go with your homegirl. So we stay at the restaurant till like 12. And that's how because the owners don't come during the day.
Nah, they don't.
They don't.
Nah,
he's the owner. He don't come.
They stopping by at night. They trying to see how it is at night. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the play. So go there
I'm running that play. I'm running it.
Like 8, 9, and stay there till like towards the end. And you just pay attention. You know, I was paying attention to like a person. He was ordering all these bottles and stuff. So I approached him. I was like, man, what are we celebrating? Oh, he was like, oh, you know, these are my friends. I'm the owner. I was like, oh, you are the owner. I was like, hey, how you doing, man? My name is Lusene Donzo. You know, I'm a credit consultant, and this is what I do. He wasn't familiar with what I do, which is fine. A lot of people in other countries are not going to be, but I'm a very talkative person. So as I started talking to him, his guard, because he was a little like, why are you talking to me? Like, you know, but as we build on that relationship, his guard got let down because he realized I had value. Because that's what any entrepreneur, owner, or whatever, if you have value, their guard is going to lower because they're not going to say, oh, this person just won clout off me. Right. So I was able to add value to him as far as how he can help better his store in terms of marketing scheme to attract more American clients. That was the first value I gave him. I was like, well, since I'm American, this is what I like. You can change this. You can add this. He was like, wow. He was like, man, that can make me a lot of money and attract tourists and stuff. I'm like, exactly. So as I kept doing it, he was like, man, you have so much information. Then he literally put the idea like, hey, you know, you mind having a business here? I was like, I never thought about it. And then that's when he started telling me about bank. And then I went to the bank and then I started talking. I was like, what do I do to have a business and all that? And he gave me the gym. And then before I left, passport, ID, boom, get an account. He told me to put money in an account for 6 to 9 months, come back with all my accounts, all the money that I'm making based on how much I'm making now. Right. I qualify for 750, but if I'm making more, which I am going to continue to make more, I can be able to borrow anywhere from 100,000 to up to, I don't even want to know. But the main thing is if I borrow that money, I can buy a bunch of apartment complexes and, you know, just that money is going to be generated. Right. And then I have income in Kenya. And my income in America is never going to be affected because I'm still going to be making money on my business. So OCM, brother, other countries' money. I have an entrepreneur mentor of mine. His name is AJ. He sold his business in New York for $3.2 million, went to Brazil, started a business where it's generating $80,000. He's an American citizen. What a lot of people don't understand, there is money in these third world countries. There's money in these other countries, but you just got to know how to connect with the people. And when you travel to Dubai, Marcus, bro,
I'm going. I'm running that play. I'm running that play. Yeah, I'm literally leaving next Friday, bro.
Network. Go to a nice spot. Stay there with your people till like 11, 12, scan around. That's what me and my sister was doing. We was looking around for like people that are not leaving because the owner don't leave. The owner's going to stay there.
You're going to stay there to the end.
To the end, because he owns, you know, I was looking, I was like, yo, sis, they're not leaving. And my sister actually helped me because she's from the country and she speaks the language, and she brought me over and we started talking. And then before you know, everything I end up building it because I'm an easy speaker and easy going. You know, if you know how to talk, bro, and you have what you do, you have a podcast, you have value. I promise you can do the same thing. Whether it's in Dubai or in anywhere, man.
Yo, that right there.
Yeah, man.
I'm shocked.
For real.
I'm stuck. That man said OCM and 750,000. Yo, I wrote down all the steps, by the way. Like, they weren't even like, bruh, you gave some game on this podcast. No cap.
I
you gave some game. That's definitely the title of this podcast. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's it right there. You feel what I'm saying? How to make money in other countries. Yo, how to leverage money in other countries. Yo, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah. So we getting our credit together. From the credit, we're now getting funding. And then from getting funding, we're now going to be leveraging other countries' money to give us more money, more funding.
Yes. And how you transfer that money in other country, if it's large, crypto, like you said.
Yep.
You don't need to, because it's gonna be harder. I tell you this, and I tried to do this, and I talked to the banker. He said, you taking $300,000 and transfer it to the US account, they're gonna be very suspicious, right?
It's like money laundering.
Yeah, exactly. But if you buy crypto in Kenya because you took out that loan, because if you buy crypto, you can now, let's say if the American government asks where you got that money, you can literally show proof. I have, and if you have a business license, to cover yourself, which I'm going to do, I have a real estate property there. I can just say that's the money I made on my real estate property. I don't need to tell the U.S. government it's a loan.
Exactly.
And then now,
and what's crazy, and this is some extra game on my end, right? When you can't get taxed on loans. Two, when the passive income you make off the building, right? I can't remember the term, but you can, in order to avoid taxes, that passive income, you just invest into another property and you now don't owe taxes on that passive income.
That's what Elon Musk, I think he did, or something like that.
Bro.
See, I didn't know that's the play.
So if you just keep running it up, keep reinvesting your passive income into other buildings, you won't get taxed. You're like hiding the building because all you're doing is putting it's like you're putting that money back into a building, a brick and mortar. Right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you already can't get taxed on loans. So any passive income is still going to be counted as a loan. You get what I'm saying? Because it's going right back into what it originally was. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what that game, when you said, yo, buy businesses, I'm thinking, yo, I'm about to save all taxes is about to be like crazy until I'm ready.
I'm telling you, man, if you're already successful in America, if you can get some, that's why Akon left to go back in Africa.
That's literally why he left.
That's literally you have US dollars. The only currency that's more than US dollars is the euros and the British pounds. That's it. But everywhere in the world, your money has more value. So if your money has more value, why can't you get a loan in that country? If you qualify, you meet all the requirements, and you are paying in US dollars. And the depending on the country, the APR cannot go up. So you're stuck. It's fixed.
Yo,
right? It's fixed. When this man told me, I didn't even tell him what I was going to do. When he told me this, I said, bro, it's done.
That's a bar.
So all I'm doing right now is I'm making money. My goal is at least within the next 3 years to have at least 3 to 5 different properties that's going to generate me at least $30,000 or more. And the thing about it is that loan is going to be paid for based on that property because you're investing in that country. People are going to get jobs. It's the same thing in America. People are going to get jobs. You're going to employ. And then think about it. I'm paying the person to manage my property $150 a month, which is someone's salary back there.
Which is great for them.
Over there. To you, 150 is nothing. So my maid, I paid her my entire 3 weeks. I paid her $10 a day, which is a lot of money over there. I mean, not $10 a day. I'm sorry, $10 a week. I paid her $10 a week. I paid her $30 for her to clean my room when I leave, wash my clothes, all that. And it was a nice area that I was in where I was able to connect with wealthy people, man. So
what's their currency? What was that in Kenya?
Yeah, it's 114 to the dollar. So $1 is 114 Kenyan shillings.
Golly.
Yeah. If you're making over $4,000, you can live very not middle class, above middle class. So if you're making $30,000, $40,000 in that country, but you got to look at you though. You're an American citizen, right? You can double dip. So you can make money in that country. Well, when you go to that country, you're living like a boss.
Yeah.
Right. And if you catch a flight from Kenya to Dubai, first class is not as expensive as America. So what I did was one of the main reasons I am going to establish a business over there and also in Ghana and I'm Liberian and Liberia, but Kenya first, because I literally have good relationship with people in Kenya now because I've been to the country 3 times. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to use Kenya as a hub, use that money that I'm making and then travel to other countries in Africa and establish relationship with people once I get out the military. And I also own a home here in America. I can come, if I'm married or whatever the case may be, but I can use Kenya as a hub. You feel me? So that's the play, bro. That's the play. Right. OCM, pick a country. It don't have to be Kenya. It can be Peru. It can be Brazil. I have a mentor of mine. His hub is Costa Rica, right? It's Costa Rica. A lot of entrepreneurs are running these plays, and I just wanted to bring it on your channel, but we're so stuck on, I got to make it in America and this and that. If you're making good money, get a hub to where you put all that money, get a business in that country, because you have proof you're making American dollars, which is very powerful currency, right?
Yep.
Now you take money out of that country, you transfer liquid with Bitcoin. If you have an opportunity here, boom, you're good to go. Another thing I'll say, I was listening to somebody's podcast where they said the storage business is about a 3.4 or I'm sorry, it's like $1 million business. So that's a play I can run down the road using that. So OCM, bro, other countries' money. That's what I wanted to bring on. I know we was going to talk about credit, but
bro,
I had
that. Nah, bro. That's what we talk about. Forget credit, bro. It's important. It's really important, but nah, bro. Bro, I don't even got nothing else to say. That was just,
hey, man.
That was deep. Yo, where can somebody find you, bro? We need. I don't want you saying anything else. I need you to come back and give me the tea off here. Nah. Where can they find you, bro?
So they can find me on Instagram at Lusene, Lusene, 2 motivate, MOTIVATE. They can find me on there. That's why I'm always active. I'm very active on Instagram.
Yo, y'all heard it from the best. I got blown away on this podcast, so I know y'all got blown away. Y'all, I appreciate you guys for being on here. Check out my boy on Instagram. Yo, I need y'all to literally like, comment, subscribe. If you want here on podcast, definitely leave a review at the bottom. And family, I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. So peace out.